that improvisation and spontaneity have a whole lot to do with each other. Or at least the thing we imagine when we think of spontaneous and the thing we imagine when we think of improvisation, I don't think those things have much to do with each other. I think improvisation has much more to do with discipline than it does to do with spontaneity. I think the thing we imagine when we think about discipline is closer to the thing we imagine when we think about improvisation than it is the case with improvisation spontaneity. And possibly even it is the case between discipline and spontaneity. But nonetheless, I really would like to suggest we think about improvisation as a synonym for discipline, as a synonym for constraint, as a synonym for a kind of pressing against the freedom to do whatever we want to do. Okay? And I come around this, I'm not sure by what route, but it has something to do with at least a few things that I can enumerate. One is that Ralph Ellison wrote about the blues, right? And he published this essay called Richard Wright's Blues, and he published in a book called Shadow and Act in 1964. Well, he wrote the essay years before that. And in that essay, which some of you probably know, Ralph Ellison says, there is a thing in African American literature called the blues impulse in black writing. And he's linking this to Richard Wright's autobiographical novel, Black Boy. And he says, the blues impulse is the impulse to keep the painful experiences of life alive in one's consciousness. One does this through, Ellison says, achieving a kind of a lyric equivalent for experience, a near tragic, near comic lyricism, okay, that distills